Hello teachers, we're going to take a quick look at your electronic gradebook. This book is electronic gradebook is used by middle and high school only. Okay? The elementary will use it when they're entering grades, final grades or their final standard grades. They use this system, but it's only at the end of the term for them. So we're going to look first of all at make sure we log into PowerSchool. You'll have your list of courses. I only have one course, and you click below it says Power Teacher Pro. This will launch the electronic gradebook that's associated with PowerSchool. It'll launch right in your browser. Maybe you want to take a minute and kind of look through these menus here just to get an idea of some of the stuff that's available. We're focusing mostly right now on going directly to setting up a grading calculation, but you should maybe take some time and take a look at these. You can pause this video while you snoop around a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create categories. I'm going to click upper right hand corner, create category, and I'm going to create 3 categories for my technology class that I'm going to teach. The first one's going to be projects. Okay, and you can set a color. This is not necessary, but you can go where it says select classes, and if you're going to use a category for multiple classes, you're able to click and add those all at the same time, which is very handy. And I'm going to save that. So I have my first category. I'm going to create another category. This one's going to be called let's say tests, and we'll make this blue. And same thing, we're going to make it for the same course. Like I said, you can multiple courses. You click, add all those in. I'm going to take one more category, and this is going to be called presentations. Let's say I have a big presentation or whatever. You could add final projects in here, however you want to break up your grades. I'll make this one orange, save. Now if I go over to grading and I look at my categories, I should have 3 categories started, so you can see I have projects, tests, and presentations. This is how I'm doing my course. Whatever course you're in, there should be some time that you spend with your colleagues in your department and come up with a common way that you're grading, the common way that your categories you're looking at and what percentage you're making them, to sort of be in line with each other. And Justin can talk more about this, but you want to have something common between your classes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with these category names is I have to do a final grade calculation. So I'm going to go to settings and do traditional grade calculations. And so here's where I'm going to look at the different, these are terms. So I'm looking at high school right now, so I've got semester 1, semester 2, E1 and E2, and then F1. So a little bit of understanding here. S1 means first semester, second semester is S2, and the E1 is the first exam, so you give a final exam in high school for this semester, and final exam for semester 2. The final grade, which is this F1, is going to be a 50-50 average between S1 and S2. So what we want to do at the start of the year is make sure that we set up S1, and might as well set up S2 at the same time because I'm assuming you'll use the same category weights through the whole year, right? If you're in middle school, this will look slightly different, and it will be term 1 or trimester 1, trimester 2, and trimester 3. There are no exam grades and there's no final. It's a little simpler idea. So I'm going to start with S1, and I click on this little editing button. And I'm going to go here and it says, how are you calculating grades? Right now it's total points. Okay, well, that's not what we're doing. We're doing category points. So category weighting, and I'm going to do projects. I'm going to make that 50% of my grade. May end up changing these later, but maybe not. I'm going to add another category weight, and tests, that's going to be, let's make it 10%. And we have to add another one. There's a little plus sign right here. That's category weights, and the next one is presentations. And the other thing you have to add into this is term weighting, E1. for high school, the semester exams were 20% of the grade, so let's put 20 in there. Now there's exceptions for this. A lot of subjects like art won't have an exam grade, so they could leave that at 0. The tricky thing is these have to add up to 100%, right? So I'm going to look at, right now I'm a little short of that, 60, 70 amps. So I'm going to do some modifications to get myself where I want to be. Let's see here. There we go. So we're 30. So we're at 100%. So I'm doing 50% projects, 15% tests, 15% presentations, and then 20% of my grade is that final exam. I set that in by doing term weighting E1. Like I said, this is not necessary in absolutely every class, but in general, the final exam is grading for high school is set to a 20% thing. Okay? Now I'm going to click save, but before I do that, let's see if anything else around here that I need to care about. Nope. So this is setting for S1, and here's the calculations, okay? 50, 15, 15, save. Now, since I've done S1, I'm going to go do S2 now. I might as well. That sets up the second semester. It's the same thing. So you're going to go in here and you're going to add a category weights, 50% on those projects, remember. And then I did category weights. And I did tests, 15. And finally, we've got, let's see, category weights, presentations is 15. And then this time I need to make one slight change, which means I'm going to the term weighting, and this time it's E2, and that's worth 20%. So this is a very typical class, and then I'm having the set of categories plus an exam grade doing the calculation for S1 and S2. Okay? Now finally, since we're kind of getting deep into this, let's look at the final grade, and it's already set up for you where it has S1 and S2 50-50. So it will take both of those, average them together, and give you the final grade. Okay? That's how we calculate things here. So now I've set up how I want my gradebook to calculate grades. So the next thing would be to make an assignment. Up to this create button up here and create an assignment. You say which classes you're going to do it for. So I'm doing it in this test course. And I'm going to call this, what am I going to call it? Robot 1. Let's pretend they're building a robot. The category for this is a project. I'm going to work at worth 10 points. You could also use letter grades and stuff in there, but I'm going to do 10 points. You can put due dates in. You can write a description here. I'm going to keep it simple for now. That's my first assignment. I'm going to create another assignment. And same thing, which class is it for? It's the test course. Let's say this is AR presentation. So artificial reality, no, what is that? Augmented reality presentation. That's going to be a presentation. I'm making that worth 20 points. Oops. Save and close. And I'm going to add one more assignment just so that I have something in every category. It's right assignment. This one's going to be, so this test is test on vocab or something, on tech vocab. All right, this is the category called tests, and it's worth 5 points. And I'm saving close. So I've created assignments. Let's. I like the view. I like is if you go to grading and you do assignment list, you can see all the grade assignments you've done. If you do students and assignments, this is probably the one you'll look at the most, where you'll be able to see a certain student and what they got on each one. There's another one that's good. Score sheet. That's the probably my favorite, where you have the student name and they'll be listed if you'll have more than one student, and then what they scored in each thing. So let's say for the AR presentation, they got, I click right in the white part of it, I go over to the right hand side, and I put in a score, and this one is worth 20, and let's say they got 18 on it, for example. Save scores. Alright, so let's go back to my score sheet. You can see that showed up. Let's put something in for robot 1. This was building a project, and let's say they didn't do so great on that. They got a 6 out of 10. And let's say the test, which was worth 5 points, they aced it 5 out of 5. Okay? Now what PowerSchool is doing is taking, based on those weightings you put in, and doing a calculation for the grade. So this is 73 points, 73%. Okay? Parents and students will see this as you publish grades. That's the whole point of it. So they can see how they did, and then they may come to you for feedback or want to redo things, and that's why you need to work that out with them. You can, each of your assignments, you can put as much detail in as you want about them. But basically, that's it. And the grading score sheet is the one I turn to the most, because it'll list out the students and how they scored and what the total grade is. Okay, I suspect there will be upcoming changes in assessment, but this is what it looks like for us now. It's pretty simple, making sure that you set all the final terms. I've set the grade weighting in S1, S2, and F1, right? The final grade, first semester and second. Set it all up from the beginning, and then you're good to go. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day.